everyone, and welcome into the Hospitality Room Live. We've got all sorts of graphics going on, wild and crazy. Goodness. Carrie Toby, Blair Cartwright. Mr. Toby, how are you tonight?
I am doing well, Blair. It's been a long day, a little tired, but a
Yeah.
lot of craziness happened in the college football world, obviously, that we're going to get to talking about. How are you and yours
Yes.
doing?
Oh, we're doing well. A little later. We're up a
Good.
little later than normal tonight. We're pushing the bedtimes tonight, aren't we?
We
A
are.
little nine
It's past,
o'clock
man,
start.
way past my bedtime.
It's getting close to mine.
When you
All
get old.
right. Yeah. It's not fun. So you can't put an old man's head on a young man's body, as Peter Alice once said. So let's get to
Okay.
the. I don't know what it had to do with anything, but I just
I don't
threw
know.
out a golf reference. All right, let's get
I like
to
it.
our first topic. The CFP Rankings version 2 came out. And as we take a look at, I don't know really what changed other than BYU dropped.
Texas Tech's jump.
Yeah, Texas Tech. Was that enough? Well, I guess that's really about as high as you could put them up, though, right?
hmm I
Since
agree.
nobody
Yes,
else
I don't think
moved.
you can put them right. They passed Ole Miss, but I
Yeah.
don't think you could jump them past anybody else.
But you knock BYU, and this is off the CFP website graphic. It's like, yeah, it's a lot of wasted space. Uh, 12. That's a pretty big drop considering they were even with Texas. I mean, right with Texas Tech last week. Did they drop too far? BYU?
So what are they? That was their first loss, right? Dropping to 8-1.
Yeah,
I don't think so, man. I think it's going to be tough. The Big 12. It's going to be tough for them to get two teams in. BYU,
true.
really, their best shot. BYU is obviously the best shot. They're going to have to take sort of what the SMU route was at ACC with the ACC last year. I think BYU is going to have to make it to the title game and beat Texas Tech so
Oh
that
yeah,
they can get two teams in the playoffs. Otherwise, it's just going to be Tech by themselves.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't look. I mean, obviously, I didn't look close enough, but it doesn't look like a whole lot changed, really. I mean, Utah's kind of there. It kind of looks like they're leaning a little Big 12, but there wasn't a lot of movement. So I don't know. Were you surprised that the top five all stayed the same?
No, not really. What else are you going to do with them? Because at that point, what do they really matter? Because they're not going to move Ohio State. It doesn't matter if Ohio State's playing no one at all.
Yeah,
They're not going to move Ohio State, even though they should. And
yeah.
and it's going to change. Well, they don't change they don't change the playoff rankings after the championship games. Is that correct, or do they do that now?
It's a
I don't
good
know.
question. I think they do.
Okay, well, something's going to change then because Ohio State
Yeah,
or Indiana is going to have one loss.
yeah.
So one of them is going to drop out of the one or two spots. You'd think.
True. Yeah. As I'm manipulating the graphics here, because I'm insane. I,
Yeah.
I have attention deficit disorder really bad today. Uh, I don't know. I mean, is Ohio State though legitimately number one? Because if the committee's taking all these things into account, such as strength of schedule, all these metrics and stuff, I just don't know. I'll put the graphic back up. How you can put them with just the one quality win, which is Texas, who's been helter skelter, over in A&M, over in Indiana, who have better wins.
Look,
Or am
man,
I reaching?
When it comes to Ohio State, they get the most preferential treatment in college football by far. It used to be Notre Dame, and Notre Dame still gets a lot, but Ohio
Yeah,
State is like the darling, no matter what they do. And you're right; they have one quality win at home. That was the first game of the year, right?
yeah,
So it was the first
yeah.
start ever for the freshman, Manning down there at Texas, playing in the horseshoe,
Well, actually, his
right?
first start on the road. And I misspoke. He did start two games last year when yours was down. But in
Okay.
essence, I mean, his first big start. Yeah.
Yeah, when it's all on his shoulders. This was
Yes.
his team, right?
Yes.
So he goes on the road to Ohio State. It was a close game. It's
Yeah.
not like it was a blowout or anything. So they have one
Yeah.
quality win. Everything else is cupcake so
Yeah.
far.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't get how they're they're consistently the number one team over Texas A&M, and
Yeah.
you're not going to see me tooting, blowing Texas A&M's trumpet very much,
No.
uh, but they
No,
put
we
in the
don't.
work, and I think even over Indiana, Indiana has it. They've had some quality wins, they
Yeah.
beat Oregon,
Yeah.
uh,
At Oregon.
at Oregon, right? So
Yeah.
that's a big win for them, but it should be Indiana, Texas A&M, either one or two, and Ohio State number three,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But they didn't ask me this time.
Yeah. Because, I mean, if you look at it, Ohio State's best win is Texas. Indiana, who's two, their best win is number 8, Oregon.
At
And
Oregon,
A&M's best win is number 9, Notre Dame. So, yeah, by that math, you would think they'd be Indiana, A&M, Ohio
hmm
State.
and
So,
A&M also has another top 25 win as well. They just
yeah.
beat Missouri,
On the
and
road, no
it was at
less.
Missouri, right?
Yeah.
So to me, A&M has the better resume for it.
Yeah. We'll see if the committee does one of those things like they did, was it last year or 2 years ago, where they just totally flipped it the last week for the final ranking and just, I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, they're using metrics and blah, blah, blah. It's like, at what point do you not trust your eyes? But yeah. And well, as we all know, when you get a committee together, it gets wacky.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot is going to change too much. Now you will have A&M has
Well,
Texas.
yeah,
A&M has to go to Texas. That's a big game.
yeah.
Let's say Oregon has USC
Georgia
coming
has
up,
Texas this
and Georgia
weekend.
has Texas, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Oklahoma's 11th. They're at Alabama.
Notre
So,
Dame's at Pitt. Yeah.
man, yeah,
I mean, Ole Miss
they,
is cruise control. Ohio
right,
State still has Michigan.
right.
Indiana doesn't have anybody.
Nope.
A&M has got Texas.
Yep. And that's it. They have South Carolina at home and some other
Yeah.
non-conference game at home.
Yeah. Bama, I'm not. Yeah. So, yeah. It could. Somebody could definitely enhance. I mean, Texas, if they win out, they're in the. You could make a case they're in the top 4
Well, if they win out, that means
because
they've
it's in
beaten
front of
A&M
them.
and Alabama.
Yeah. They'll have the best wins. They'll probably have the best resume. They won't
Yep,
be
and a
number
couple of bad
one.
losses though. A bad loss anyway. Yeah, a couple of
See,
bad
yeah,
losses.
yeah. So yeah, that's yeah. So
Lost to Florida and got blown out by Oklahoma.
yes, but as we've seen, like we saw last year, Notre Dame had the bad loss to Northern Indiana, Illinois. Didn't seem to hurt them, and it was by
No,
far the worst loss of any team last year.
that's true.
So
But
yeah,
it was Notre Dame,
there
so
is
we
that.
overlook such things.
That's true. So all right, let us move on. 5
Let's move on.
things we think we learned last week. In week 11, golly, it's going way too fast. I'll let you
It
start
is.
it off.
It's been a long season. Here's something I learned that, this is kind of along the coaching search, not so much the gameplay.
Okay.
Well, I can say this: Alabama, the college football playoff rankings really love defense. If you look at, you've got Georgia, Alabama, Texas A&M, Ohio State, even though they're not playing anybody, these are
Yeah.
some really strong defenses. So I think that really shows up in the rankings. Another thing, this goes back to the coaching search. I was looking at the information regarding all of this craziness with Brian Kelly,
Mm-hmm.
and I heard a name that I haven't heard in about 5 years, no, 7 years, and it actually made my spine go cold, and I felt nauseated. And
Okay.
I was like, and why do I feel? And it took me a second to remember why, because I didn't peg it immediately. It was
Yeah.
Julie Comer,
Oh yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
Cromer, whatever her name is, Julie Cromer, who is now
Formerly, yes,
the deputy AD at LSU.
yes,
And she is also the one who fired Brett Bielema on the football field and
yeah,
then hired Chad Morris.
yeah, yeah. And we'll
So
get
that's
into
why I
her
got
latest
that.
shenanigans here in a minute. But yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
that was
that's something I
crazy.
learned is that I have a little what Pavlov's dog
PTSD.
reaction. Yeah, yes, definitely some PTSD.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, speaking of defense, the BYU defense did a phenomenal job of holding Texas Tech in check.
mhm, they
If
did.
BYU generates any offense, it would have that game would have been very interesting.
Hmm.
But their
Yeah,
defense really gave Texas Tech all they wanted. So I was impressed with BYU. I just the offense is not there. So
yeah. They just weren't ready for it. Oh, something else I
no.
learned is that a quarterback can be made by their great receivers, and
Oh,
that Cooper catch,
oh,
Indiana versus Penn State, and oh my gosh, what a phenomenal catch!
oh,
Just awesome. So it was very cool to
yeah.
watch that, get to see that.
That was because I'm like, okay, Penn State looks good, Indiana looks rattled, and they did
Hmm. He did.
until that final drive.
Yeah.
And man, I mean, it was like they flipped a switch.
Hmm. And Cooper, man, he went so high. He got up so high for that catch.
Well, and they
Anyway,
had the
it was
insane
impressive.
catch on the sideline earlier in the
Yes.
drive to keep the drive alive.
Yep. Sure did. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
That was an
that's
exciting
just
game.
so do you punish them for having a win like because a lot of people are like, well, Indiana, Penn State, blah blah blah. But it's like the name of the game is to win, right? So how do you
Name of the
punish
game is the
them
W.
for winning
I don't see how you do. No,
on
it's a
the
win.
road? Yeah,
Things happen on the field, and
yeah,
to do what they did in that final drive to close out that win, winners win. Winners find a
oh,
way to get that W at the end of the game, and that's what they did. So no, I don't think you punish them. If they
yeah,
lost, sure, but they didn't.
yeah, yeah. It's like they're on the road. 100,000 people are going nuts. I mean, that is. It's almost more impressive if they how they did it.
Yeah, yeah.
I
To
think.
have that because I don't know if last year's team would have had that gumption, to be able
Oh
to
yeah,
rattle back in that situation. And did you see the pregame interview with oh gosh, what's the coach's name?
Signetti.
Yeah,
The
Signetti.
post
Did you see
game.
the pregame interview?
I
But
didn't
no, the
see the
pregame.
pregame. I didn't see
No,
the
the
pregame interview. Oh
okay, the
yeah, where he
reporter.
talked.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
said,
think
"Hey,
I.
this team hasn't won." He goes, "This team is never
Yeah,
played here."
yeah,
It's,
yeah,
like, it's a good point, man, because we all talk about it. I say, well,
yeah,
Arkansas, this team hasn't beaten old so and so, A&M,
yeah,
and whatever. No, this team has never. This team that's coming up has never played
yeah.
A&M.
He's a
So
great interview. The post
he is a
game
great
was
interview.
great because
I didn't
he's
see the
like,
post game.
oh, yeah, he was like, well, I stuck around knowing that they were going to talk to him because he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, we didn't play well, but we got it done, and I'm so proud of the kids. And just, it was just, and then the two players, it was just very refreshing, admitting that hey, we had not played well,
Sure.
and but we had belief in ourselves. I mean, it was just nice to hear. It was weird almost to hear somebody admit, hey, I was screwing up, and I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do, and I overcame it. So that was kind of fun. Along those lines, Gus Johnson, I don't know what happened in the fourth quarter, but he got wild. I mean, is he losing it? What's going on there?
I
Because it was
you,
just,
you I don't know. I didn't see it. You've
oh,
got caught
okay.
me completely out
Okay.
of loop on this one.
Okay.
What happened with Gus Johnson?
Well, no,
Gus
he
Johnson.
was just his call. It was just like he became a caricature of himself in that final drive, just screaming
Oh,
and
okay.
yelling and just going.
Okay.
I mean, it
Here's
was just
I had it. I
like,
had it turned down because I had family in the house. And we had it turned
yeah,
down while I was watching it, so I
it's
didn't
probably a
hear.
good thing. Because,
Okay.
yeah, it was just like, what on earth is he okay? His voice was cracking and stuff. It was just kind of wild. And speaking of wild, the ACC last weekend, good Lord, they cannibalized themselves.
Yeah. That was the other thing I had. ACC's on life support
Oh,
um, for
it's
the
a hot
playoffs.
mess.
Yep.
I
Eh,
mean, yeah. And then we had two teams that everybody thought was going to fire their coach, Wisconsin and Kentucky.
mhm.
win. And then Kentucky looked phenomenal against. I mean, holy cow.
Yeah, I didn't. The Kentucky one, I guess they both surprised me. I don't really put a
Yeah.
lot of thought into Wisconsin,
No.
because the Big Ten and stuff. But with the AD giving him that vote of confidence, and then it goes out and wins by 3 in a very
Against
low
a ranked
scoring game.
team. Yeah.
It is a ranked team. First time he's beaten a ranked team since he's been in Madison,
Mm-hmm.
and they finished the season last year on like a 5-game losing skid, something like that. He does not have a good record in
No.
Wisconsin. It's
No.
not like he's done anything that should give him almost this honeymoon period.
Mm-hmm.
He's they've not performed well. So, but
No.
if your athletic director says you're coming back, and okay, let's go out and
Yeah.
win one for the giver.
And kind of admitted that Fickle hasn't had the resource. Kind of gave a 100-yard check speech. Well, he hadn't had the resources, so he's
Yeah, I was
really,
wondering about that.
yeah, latched himself to Fickle. So it's like, and it's 25 million to buy him out. I don't know, but Kentucky putting up 38 points to Florida 7. That was a little surprising.
Yeah,
So
that was surprising.
maybe Stoops isn't dead yet, but yeah, that was unbelievable, and that I think, yeah, that was kind of my 5. So
Yeah. Um, yeah. Okay. We're going to talk other stuff, right?
oh yeah, let's
Okay.
get to the juicy mess that is the Bayou. Holy cow! You mentioned Julie Cromer, formerly
Yep.
Julie Cromer Peoples, who
Yep.
whether you depends on who you talk to, is the one whose name was on the paper that fired Bielema. Now she probably
Right.
had marching orders from someone else because she was an interim AD. But
Right.
holy cow, you owe Brian Kelly 50 something million dollars, 54, I believe. And then you go to him and say, will you take a reduced buyout of $20 million? I mean, are you serious?
Yeah. Well, and apparently they found they've got the emails. They've been released between the board and Brian Kelly, where he said we can negotiate a
Oh,
reduced rate. We can negotiate a lower buyout. But they come back
yeah.
with what their first offer was
Oh, low ball.
28 or something. Yeah, it was, and
Yeah.
they were like, no,
Yeah.
no. I mean, holy cow, you're giving up 28 million bucks or whatever it
Yeah.
is. No, thank you. So it's
Yeah.
insane that they went and then trying to say that he was fired for cause.
Yeah.
So what other, like Lane Kiffin, who's talking to him, might be there, who anybody else going,
Yeah.
wait a second. Now this coach you just let go is having to sue you to get
Yes.
the money that you agreed to pay.
Yeah. On the
Do I
contract
want
that
that
you
kind of
gave
headache?
him and signed.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
and
It's a mess.
yeah. And now it's like, well, we didn't really, and then what was the thing? We didn't really fire him. We didn't properly fire him or something. And it's like,
We didn't do it the right way, so he's
yeah,
technically
we didn't
still.
fire him the proper manner. So, like,
That's
what?
ridiculous. It's a
So
mess. It is a mess.
it is a hot mess. So who on
Yeah.
earth? Okay, you're on the hook for 50. They're gonna have to eat the whole thing because he'd be crazy to settle.
He would now. I think
Yeah,
now with all of this crap going on, I would go, no, we're
he's
not
got it.
negotiating anymore. We're done.
Yeah,
You pay me and we're through.
yeah,
That's why he's suing for the total amount. It's not
and
he's not suing for a reduced amount.
they have made Brian Kelly, who everybody kind of doesn't like, and he was a pinata for. They've made Brian. I mean, they've made Brian Kelly likable.
They've made him look like the good guy. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
how insane is that? Okay, so not only have they done that, then they want you to take them seriously when they make you an offer or a promise to do whatever to make you their head football coach. You got to be leery of that, right?
No doubt. Is Brian Kelly, is Jimmy Sexton his agent by any
No,
chance?
actually, Trace Armstrong is his agent.
Okay, Trace Arm. That's the one who
Yeah,
Franklin had before he picked up Sexton.
yeah, and those
Um,
are the two big
so
dogs. Yeah,
yeah, so man, what a mess. What a mess. because that's going to be brought up obviously in the conversation.
Oh
You're
yeah,
talking about hiring me. Well, what about this? I mean, explain this to me. Well,
yeah, yeah.
it's
Oh,
insane.
we'll do this. We'll do this for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Even though we
Okay.
signed a contract and said we'll do it, well, then we're going to try to weasel our way out of it. So,
Well, we didn't technically fire
yeah,
him.
that's true. We didn't technically sign the contract.
Then what exactly did you do if you didn't technically fire him?
Yeah.
That's
I
ridiculous.
mean, you tweeted that you had made a change in the leadership position of the head football coach.
That sounds like he's been let go, been fired. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Just just unbelievable. And you know who we haven't heard from yet? We haven't heard from him
No.
since he first piped up. We haven't heard from the governor on this.
Oh, that's true.
What's
That's
the
true.
governor
And
say?
that disappoints me too. I missed
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I want the
Let's
governor back
yeah,
involved.
we need the governor to
Yes.
re-up this, and so yeah, just to make it enjoyable.
That much
All right.
better.
Crazy story coming out the last couple of days. Dabo Swinney potentially to an SEC school, and you read the article and it says it's Arkansas. No one in the natural state, I think, has even breathed his name. Where do you think it's coming from? Would he even leave Clemson? Should he leave Clemson? I mean, they still owe, I just threw a pin. They owe him like $60 million in buyout.
No, it's going to be up to Clemson, I guess. They would be crazy, I think, to do that. And as far as the Arkansas thing, you just said something that I wasn't aware of. I knew that there was a talking head guy who said, "Oh, here's a great idea. I think Dabo would be a great fit for the Arkansas Razorback job." I
Yeah.
thought that was the only connection and
Okay.
reference that was made. I didn't know there was an article out there
Yeah,
with
it
more.
was.
Was there more information, or was that article based on what this guy said?
It may have been based on. I read it briefly, and that's my
Okay.
fault. Uh,
No, I
oh, it was from
well,
Newsweek. For some reason, I thought it was from the Athletic. It was from Newsweek, and I'm like,
huh.
the more I thought about it, it's like, since when did Newsweek start covering college football? But um, yeah, I think it's just kind of okay. Yeah, it's kind of clickbait. I should have known better. It's like, is Newsweek gotten to that level? But it's like
Right.
totally out
And
of left field.
and this is the way it goes with the coaching search. Everybody and their mother wants to bring out some name or who they think would fit.
Oh,
And once they do that, then all of a sudden, the talk starts and it becomes a talking point. I I, I don't see Dabo ever coming here. Who knows though that if they're working at the money behind the scenes? I could say right now, Blair. I think would be a great fit for the Razorbacks if Andy Reid. If he gets tired of winning up there in Kansas
yeah,
City, it's just
yeah.
3.5 hours down the road, right? So I'm
True.
throwing his name
Yeah.
out there. In my
Why not?
opinion,
There we
that
go.
Andy Reid. So
Andy
now
Reid. Yeah.
let's see if Newsweek
We'll
picks up
pick it up. Yeah, there you go.
pick it up and run with it. So
He's tired. He's tired of Mahomes. He wants to coach a
yes,
college quarterback, and he doesn't
it's all
care
about
who it is.
Mahomes, and he's
Yeah,
nobody respects him. So anyway,
Andy.
that's the whole
Yeah.
thing with the coaching search,
Oh
man.
yeah.
Anyway,
It
ridiculous.
just seems like it coming from the agent, and it's one of those deals. Okay, we need to kind of rally the troops, thinking that he might leave, but the danger in doing that, the troops go,
Okay,
"See ya," and
yeah,
then you're
right.
stuck. But yeah,
Yep.
for what
Then
it
you
would
got
cost them to get Dabo, you could find much better candidates, I would think.
yep.
But maybe that's me. All right, stand by your man. We mentioned Luke Fickle survives. So the Heisman
Mhm.
Trophy, if you had to pick four tonight to be at the ceremony, who would your four be?
Well, I'd have to Julian Sayin,
Yeah,
Ty Simpson, Marcel Reed, maybe Jeremiah. I don't want to throw Jeremiah Smith in there. I'd rather put
yeah,
the quarterback for Indiana,
yeah. Mendoza.
Mendoza. Yeah. So those are my
Yeah.
four
Okay.
or five.
Yeah, I think you only. I think Ohio State only gets one ticket to New York.
Okay, then no Jeremiah Smith anyway.
So you give
Then
it
that's
to Sayin
Mendoza.
over Smith.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I don't think I think receivers numbers are you compare they're probably 10 up.